circuit we find that the current is maximum at resonating frequency. Current is maximum at resonating frequency and it reduces on both sides of resonating frequency. So if you only concentrate on the current waveform, it is somewhat like this. At F0 it is maximum. Now, just to describe about the nature of this curve, one F0 is known, then two more points are defined. It's just a definition, nothing new about, means just like out of 100, passing should be at some figure which is equal to 40. That is the only significance. Why exactly that? That way there is no justification. So similarly, 2 points are fixed. 2 points are fixed, that is the maximum current. Maximum current means it is Im which occurs. This is I. When I say current I, the current I, we are having current IT. So this current IT is expressed as some amplitude into cosine of something or sine of something. Are you getting me? The current in a series RLC circuit, when you excite it by a sinusoidal voltage source, there will be a sinusoidal current. Sinusoidal current can be expressed in two forms, either A cos omega t plus B sin omega t or I peak sin omega t plus phi, where I peak and phi both are the functions of frequency. So we are talking about I peak, that is the amplitude of the current. The amplitude of the current will be maximum at resonating frequency. We can take an example and we shall prove it. So we take some other values. Dt, let us say, is equal to phi u, let us say sin omega t. Vt is phi u sin omega t. Then this is 10, this is phi u, this is 2. So now we are supposed to compute IT. How can you find IT quickly now? By our methods we can find, no doubt, but there is one simple method of Laplace or by even Z. So how we can find it out? IT is, what is the impedance? 10 plus 9, not S, J omega L, that is J 9 omega, agreed? Plus 1 upon
4j omega.
Is it alright? This is what?
J.
This is the impedance. So what is the current? Phi upon this. So current is, IT is phi u upon 10 plus 9 j omega plus 1 upon j 9 omega 1 upon 4 j omega into sin omega. Means what now? How can we express it neatly? Further, multiplying by 4j omega in numerator and denominator. Multiply by 4j omega in the numerator and denominator, what it would be? Multiplying by 4j omega in the numerator and denominator. So I can write here IT is equal to j20 omega upon j40 omega j square minus 1, that is minus 36 omega square, correct, plus 1. This is all right. So that is into sin omega, that is equal to what we can have further, writing it neatly, minus j20 omega upon 36 omega square minus j40 omega plus 1 sin omega t. Now this entirely you can rationalize. This entirely you can rationalize, and you will be getting some real part plus some imaginary part. And square root of that is square root of real part square plus imaginary part square, will be the magnitude. So ultimately it should be a task for you. You should get rid of j completely, and whatever you get must be, we can say, I sin omega t plus phi, or we can say IP sin omega t plus phi. Ultimately you should get an expression like this. IT would be equal to IP sin of omega t plus phi, with IP as well as phi are functions of omega. With IP and phi are functions of omega. The same can be written as A cos omega t plus B sin omega t. A is a sinusoidal of given frequency. Any sinusoidal of given frequency omega can be expressed either by IP sin of omega t plus phi or A cos omega t plus B sin omega t. So with two variables, that is amplitude and phase, we can express any waveform. Then this IP is a function of omega. This IP is a function of omega. Right? So when this IP is function of omega, what is the average power dissipated in this? There will not be any dissipation here. So in the resistance, it is I square R, I square RT. Power will be I square R, it is dissipated, and then it is peak value. So its RMS you have to find, and then you will be finding some average power. Then what we find, that the average power dissipated is proportional to the square of the peak. Square of the peak. Then just to define, I again repeat, there is, you might have learned it in EKR also about the cutoff of the half power points. If you have not heard, you will hear later on. So half power point is just one demarcation fixed. 40 pass has no justification. Similarly, just to describe the nature of this curve, 2 points F1 and F2 are defined, one below resonant frequency, one above resonant frequency, such that at those points the power dissipated will be half of the power dissipated at the resonance. So power dissipated half means current should be 1 upon root 2 times. Right? Why? Because power is proportional to current square. So these are half power points where this amplitude of the current is 0.707 times I. 0.707 times I. And then this is called as bandwidth. This is called as bandwidth. Remember, F1 and F2 are not equally spaced. F1 and F2 need not be equally spaced from F0. F1 and F2 need not be equally spaced from F0. We can take, by taking an example, we can find the points for a given circuit. Now, F2 minus F1 is bandwidth. F2 minus F1 is called as bandwidth, and a new term as selectivity. Just like we can say CPI be defined by some formula. Similarly, selectivity, it is resonant frequency upon f2 minus f1. So lower the bandwidth, the circuit is highly selective. Lower the bandwidth, circuit is highly selective. Right? So I will ask you we will take up a question, and for that question we can determine the all things which are required. For the series RLC circuit given here, we take simple. Our approach is start from simple. For a series RLC circuit shown, determine resonant frequency, F1, F2, bandwidth and selectivity. Be quick. You can put a pause.